Cool. Hey everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu, and this is a Company Heroes 2 shoutcast featuring Fyoosileers, the star of the previous shoutcast, playing as the Americans this time, versus CoH2, the star of the previous shoutcast, playing as the Germans this time, the OKW to be specific. And wow, Fyoosileers going for the 2 rear echelon start is something that not super common, but everybody knows J for Jet does it, so we're going to see 2 rear echelons running around. And we have a 2 Sturm Pioneer squad start. Another strange thing, slightly more common these days because they did lower the Sturm Pioneer cost in the new patch and also the reinforced cost, so that makes a bit more sense. But it's really interesting to see 2 Sturm Pioneers, especially because one Sturm Pioneer and any Fyoosileers are able to beat up on rear echelons anyway, so you figure the OKW is not looking for the extra firepower versus the US that you get with 2 Sturm Pioneers, but it turns out they are. In this case, they are. Cap all the things, says Supreme 101 in Twitch chat. Yes, that's right. For those of you watching on YouTube, this is being live recorded broadcast. We're watching a live game too on twitch.tv/TychoCelchuuu, so stop by there. I'm sure the link is down in the YouTube video description. Follow me on Twitch. I want as many Twitch followers as I have YouTube subscribers, and only then am I going to stop complaining about the disparity, and I keep getting more YouTube subscribers, so I think I'm just going to be complaining for the rest of my life. These rear echelons are laying down some wire. We have 2 Roughman squads coming out, just 1 folk squad for now. And hello, says LCidX. Hello, LCidX. Welcome to the Twitch chat. Oh no, fighting. Riflemen. So interestingly, the first fight is joined by Riflemen versus Sturm Pioneers. Riflemen know they need to be far away and maybe in green cover to win this, and Sturm Pioneers know that they don't have to do anything to win it, even though they're the ones who took most of the damage in that fight. Now they're taking more damage, so that's alright. They just want to cap the point. Things starting off to a very bad start for the OKW. I predict complete American domination of the game because they have trapped the truck, and once you have trapped the truck, victory is yours. It could back out, but it can't back out because you notice it has no rear view mirror, so it has no idea which way it's going. It doesn't have any side view mirrors either, so you can't safely back up. And if you can't safely back up, you can't back up, so it's trapped. Effectively trapped. Tank trap completed. Man, trapping the VP. This American player going for the trap meta. Really, really trapping things. So we have both fuel points capped, 1 for one player, 1 for the other. That's for green cover, by the way, because there's no good cover on this place, and there's even some red cover all around it. So it's sort of a sandbag replacement, I suppose. A much nicer looking sandbag that can't be crushed by tanks, or can't be crushed by light vehicles. Oh, there's fighting going over on the right. But it's boring, and the rear echelon immediately ran away. This is a better fight. Nice flank by these Sturm Pioneers, but they get caught riding dirty in the red cover, focus fired by these Riflemen. They do make it into the yellow cover down here. Now they've gotten flanked. They're doing some good damage. How long can the focus fire last? They're not being focus fired. The Sturm Pioneers are being focus fired, and now more Sturms show up. So that was actually a flank too. Nice job from the Germans making that flank work. They did lose a lot to make it happen. 2 Sturm Pioneers and 3 Fyoosileers, so that's... No, 2 Fyoosileers. So that's 4 models lost versus 3 models lost for the Americans. Pretty even, all things considered, but the Germans obviously get a lot of positioning there. Nice cutoff happening from the American fucking rear echelon beating up on that truck. The only thing the rear echelons can safely beat up on without having to worry. Base MG opens up. Nobody expected that. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And just like that, the German forward position that they've secured on the map is collapsing in the face of this cutoff and that nice base MG suppression. Germans not able to get the cutoff going. There's too much American infantry plus the base MG here. Americans get the cutoff going just fine with these 2 rear echelon. No way they're going to be able to defend it for a while, but probably for long enough that it's going to... Well, I guess the Americans don't have to worry about this cutoff because they own the entire right-hand side of the map. So if we look at income, it's 32 fuel and 52 munitions versus 4 fuel and 6 munitions for the Germans. The Germans not very happy about this. As soon as this is reestablished, things will look much better. But the Americans are now capping the middle point with like 4 squads. That may be overkill. Now they're capping it with 0. That may be underkill. Oh, now we're back up to 1. That's kill. Straight up kill. Even kill. Even keel, even kill. Did those guys just hop over something? I don't think so. I wasn't watching. I was looking at Twitch chat. Americans in this building. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Oh, they're not in the building anymore. I was going to say it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass for the Germans. We have a lieutenant, so that's interesting. We're seeing a lot more quick-teching to captain these days for Americans, just fucking skipping the lieutenant entirely. But we have a lieutenant out. Americans rear echelon picking off a Fyoosileer. Good for them. I don't think they're actually getting green cover, but I guess it's moral support, sort of. The Pioneers have green cover, which is why, or the Fyoosileers have green cover, which was interesting. The rear echelon managed to pick somebody off. This thing sticking around as long as possible to keep that VP in the American hands. And now the Germans getting their way back. Oh, boy, no, there's another rear echelon squad taking their place. And so, oof, these Sturm Pioneers must have been focus fire disappointed. Lieutenants up here, this is bad. You don't want to be hanging out in this building too long. It is really good cover, but notice their health bar is ticking down a bit. It's hard to tell because there's a little building icon in the upper left, but yeah, they lose a model. They were going down with a bar over there. It was too dangerous. And Panzer Fusiliers are here, so we did have a Doctrine picked a while ago. I didn't notice it, or didn't. I noticed it. I did not note it, but it's a breakthrough Doctrine, so hopefully everybody knows what that is. We don't have to look too closely at it. The bars are really doing a number on these Sturm Pioneers wherever it encounters them, and the German really needs these Panzer Fusiliers in the fight, maybe in conjunction with a lot of other stuff, if they want to get back up out on the map before this 50 cal starts locking everything down. Nice capping over here, by the way. What's happening? Panzer Fusiliers, they're here, they're here. What's going to happen? Between the riflemen and the bars, this could go badly for them, but they do have green cover versus the riflemen, so... And the bars reluctant to leave the cap zone to come into the fight. Wambulance complete. WC 54 3/4 ton. They were really precise about making sure the names of their trucks had the right amount of tonnage in there, which is important, you know? If I don't know how many tons something is by its name, then you might as well just name it Ricky or Fernando or something. Some useless name that doesn't tell you anything. That box just got dislodged. It just falls off and now it's like on its side. I love it. I love it. And we have another Panzer Fusilier squad called in. Great. Bars versus Sturms again. Focus firing this one. I feel like, yeah, focus firing this one. All the tracers were coming from these guys to these guys. It was briefly hard to tell who was shooting who, what is happening. A lot of fighting. 50 cals over here, pushing those guys off. Rifleman and Lieutenant pushed off by the Panzer Fusiliers, and maybe losing some models on the retreat. Yep. Nice shooting, Texas. 4 kills, and not even with their G43s yet. Now that they've switched to G43s, so you were holding them the entire time, you just weren't using them until somebody paid you enough munitions. Fucking mercenary fucking Germans over here. That's why the Soviets won the war. They were communists. They did not care about personal gain. They didn't hold on to their guns and wait until they were paid enough munitions to use them. They just used the best gun for the best situation. Good cutoff going there in the north, but it's just rear echelon, so we're not going to watch the fight. We're instead going to watch this fight. See, the rear echelons lose and they got pushed off. We're going to watch this fight, and that was worth watching, because we got to see the Panzer Fusiliers with the G43s not able to make it happen, because there were 2 squads, one of which had green cover. And green cover is the good shit. What's the German guy tech do? So, oh, wait, we had this built long ago. What was the lieutenant for? Was it for anything except just maybe some bars and then who knows what else comes? Riflemen holding their own against these guys who don't have G43s. Yeah, I don't know about Panzer Fusiliers. I like them, but I don't know if they're any good. I like them because they come with one of the Doctrines that I own. Bars versus Sturms. Bars are really good. Just one bar. And it's worth it, because the Sturm Pioneers, they really want to charge up to you, and that's when the bar starts getting really excellent. Oh, we have bars on the Riflemen, too. This could get crazy. This is a nice little fight for the Riflemen over here. Oh, I was going to say it's nice those Riflemen managed to stick around for so long, then retreat, but the squad gets wiped on the retreat. First squad wipe of the game. America's not going to be happy about that. Pushed entirely off this point. 2 rear echelon are here to hold the line, but that's not going to happen. This Rifleman squad is a little low on men. It's down to 4, so I don't know how long the American can keep this front line going. Where's the 50 cal? Oh, it's still over here. It makes sense, but that's unfortunate. The American can really use it over here. The German has abandoned the right-hand side of the map, which is not a bad choice. When your opponent builds a machine gun on this map, it's really common for them to send it to the left or to the right, and to push off your infantry and to just hold that versus all comers. And when they do that, that's sometimes a signal just to switch sides of the map, ignore that side of the map with the machine gun, and just go whole hog on the other side. And that's exactly what the Germans doing. Our game is glitching out a bit, and it's working super well. Where we see the Americans being pushed off a lot, bleeding a lot of manpower. I lost a squad over here on the retreat, and that may be how the Germans come back into this game, unless they lose the squad. It's not being, clearly not being microed. Fucking bars. Now we're even again. Germans and Americans both lost a squad. Here comes the Flak half-track. Did G43 get buffed, says the Prisume? I don't know, but they're all the rage. They've always been good. And whether or not they were buffed... Oh, here we go. And so the thing about leaving the MG alone to its side of the map is that eventually you can tech to a vehicle, and then you just drive the vehicle over. Your opponent's definitely not going to be prepared for it because they've just been holding that side of the map with only the machine gun, and just like that, you're back in it. Flak OP says Prodigy IGI, and Dottie says GG Flaky, we shall see. There's lots of things to do versus the Flak. We don't have a, presumably we don't have bazookas. Yeah, we don't have bazookas locked. We don't have a tech to captain, which people used to still go quick to, so without the captain we don't have AT guns. Without AT guns we don't really have a lot. We do have, if the Refmen have that one, they can do their little AT grenade thing, but aside from that, we're not gonna be happy for the United States player, is what I think is what's gonna happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Bar rounding up some Sturm Pioneers. They're gonna start dropping models now that they're less than half health, and don't have any cover. I lied. I entirely lied. How's the MG doing? I suppose the MG has armor-piercing rounds. That thing can probably kill the AA half-track if it gets like all of its bursts off and doesn't die at all, but that AA half-track would probably kill it first. So much fighting happening. Here's the MG. Here's the MG. Here we go. It's here. It's got 2 kills. It just got its 2nd kill. And we have a major. Wow. So from lieutenant to major, skipping the captain. You don't see this super often because it leaves you without any AT guns, which means when this thing rolls onto the field, it's basically just run away from it is the plan. And we see the United States player doing the very effective runaway tactics. This is a dangerous time for the United States, but the German player really does not have a lot of units on the field. I feel like they only lost the one Fyoosileers squad, right? But let's check that. Yeah, they only lost the one Fyoosileers squad, but they just haven't built a lot. Fucking floating 400 manpower, and that means that plus the lost squad means there's not a lot of infantry, and that obviously taking to the AA half-track means that there's not a lot of infantry on the field for the Germans, and they're not able to capture a lot of the map. Ooh, don't want to lose that Sturm Pioneer, that 2 guy over there. Not a lot of infantry on the map, and I'm actually not sure if the Germans going to be able to sort of dominate things before a tank comes out from the United States. How far are we from a tank? We have 120 fuel and 300 manpower. I smell a Sherman. Oh, we should actually be watching the fight. I smell a Sherman. Wait, that's a Jackson. I smell a Sherman. Here we go. A Sherman is being built. So this is actually, the United States player is playing this really well. Knows exactly the sort of the edge to ride, the line to ride, knows how to play around the fact that there's going to be this AA half-track that they can't deal with by making it to major just in time, taking up to Sherman just in time. And we've got ourselves a game on our hands. Do these guys have a grenade? They have a grenade. They could really fuck up those rear echelon people. Instead, we have a nice focus fire retreat chase. One more model gonna go down. Oh, the Refmen stopped moving so they can get more accurate and also cap the thing. Oh, they give up the chase. Would have liked to maybe see a bit more chase. Could have maybe wiped that squad. We do, speaking of wiped squads, it's not dead. It's just a lieutenant squad, lost 2 guys. There's going to be a lot of damage on these guys if they hang out in this building for too long. 2 bar squads firing at you really adds up. Looks like the damage is going on the Sturm Pioneers, so that's good. They've got enough health to outlast that, so this is actually going to be a good trade, I think, for the Germans in here if the Panzer Fusiliers are firing, which they... looks like they kind of are. It's hard to tell from the silhouettes. We could watch for the bullet trails, I suppose. The G43s make very distinctive bullet trails, like the old snipers, and now that the retreat's happening, oh man, Sturm Pioneers unlikely, as soon as they hop out, they lose a guy. But yeah, now that the retreat's happening, everybody can hop out, do some damage, and here's the Sherman. So the United States player did it. This is a triumph from the United States player. Rear echelon's fucking got a bazooka somehow. I know, okay, yeah, so clearly bazookas were upgraded. I was trying to figure out some other way that could happen, but there is no other way that could happen. The Sherman is here, and it can just run around with HE rounds loaded because all it has to shoot are all it has to shoot are infantry and the AA half track, both of which can be penetrated easily by HE rounds. And the United States player, excellent play. Sidolio, very good job, and that's GG. So Sidolio on a roll here. And that was touch and go, but it was infantry domination until the Sherman and managed to hang on. So German player just couldn't make the AA half track do enough work. Cool game, good game, and it only got 2 kills. So for everybody in Twitch chat who's saying this thing was OP and the game was over, boo on you.